everyone! Welcome to PRINTABLE Recipes. I'm Mandy. Today we're making the most famous dumpling in Sichuan, Zhong Shui Jiao, which is known for its spicy, aromatic, complex flavor and its small, exquisite size. In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to roll the wrapper and the easiest way to fill the dumplings. So you have no excuse not to make it. Also, I'll share a poaching technique to ensure your filling comes out tender and juicy. You're gonna love this one. Let's get started by making the dumpling dough. Dissolve half teaspoon of salt into 55 grams of water. Stir well and pour it into 210 grams of all-purpose flour. Continue to mix until well combined. Then cracking a large-sized egg. Keep mixing until all the liquid is absorbed. Go in with your hand and gather all the flour together until a rough dough forms. Although the store-bought wrapper are too big for Zhong Shui Jiao, you can use it if you don't have time to make your own. Your dumplings will come out big, which is completely fine in taste, but it is not the exquisite size anymore. Let it rest for 15 minutes to relax the gluten. The dough will be much more softer. You'll be able to knead it smooth within 5 minutes. Shape it into a log and cover with a plastic wrap. Set it aside while we are preparing the rest of the ingredients. While the dough is resting, I'm going to show you how to make 复制酱油, which is seasoned sweet soy sauce. It is used in many Sichuan dishes, especially essential for Zhong's dumpling. You will need 1½ cup of regular light soy sauce, 1½ cup of water, ½ cup of brown sugar, 1 dried shiitake mushroom. You don't need to pre-soak it, just roughly cut it into pieces by using a pair of kitchen scissors. Continue by adding 3 slices of ginger, 1 scallion, I tied it into a knot, 4 to 5 cilantro leaves, tie them together as well, a shallot, which I have thinly sliced. Besides that, you will also need some spices. 1 small stick of cinnamon, break it into little pieces, 1 star anise, half of a black cardamom, 2 red dried chilies, 1 piece of bay leaf, ½ teaspoon of fennel seeds, ½ teaspoon of white peppercorns, ½ tablespoon of Sichuan peppercorns. Turn on the heat and bring this to a boil. Once the mixture comes to a boil, turn the heat to low. Let it simmer without the lid until 3/5 of the liquid is evaporated. This will take 20 to 30 minutes. Looking at such a big list of ingredients for just soy sauce, some of you may want to ask, is there a replacement? Well, the closest thing that I can think of is to mix a pinch of 5-spice powder with this Taiwanese soy paste, then adjust the taste with a little bit sugar. Your dumplings will come out delicious for sure, but it still tastes very different. I wouldn't call it Zhong's dumpling. So you want something real, authentic, you have to make it yourself. There's no way around it. Meanwhile, we can make the aromatic water. Good. In a blender cup, add 3 slices of ginger, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 scallion, which I have cut into short pieces, 1 teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorns, and 100 grams of water. Blend this into a puree. go through a sieve. Then season it with 3/4 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of white pepper, half teaspoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of Chinese cooking wine. Add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mix well. Set it aside. I have got here 400 grams of pork shoulder, cut into bite-sized pieces. If you see any silver skin, it is best to remove that for a better texture. Zhong Shui Jiao is originally made with pork, so I don't recommend you to change to beef or chicken unless you don't eat pork. Transfer the pork into a food processor. Use the on and off button to grind it for just 20 to 30 seconds. You can definitely use store-bought ground beef. I just happen to have pork shoulder in my fridge. Alright, it is looking a little rough. That is perfect. Cracking 1 egg and switch the speed to low. Then we will add the aromatic water slowly and continue to mix for 2 minutes. This will make the filling extra juicy and provide a complex flavor. Oh, I forgot to stir the cornstarch before pouring. Well, not too late yet. The low speed on the food processor is really not for grinding. It is more for mixing and stirring. If you don't have a food processor, you will have to stir in the egg and the aromatic water into the ground pork within one direction for 5 minutes to develop the texture. Let me go in with my spatula and give it a quick mix just to incorporate any uneven parts. Don't forget to drizzle in some sesame oil. Give it a final mix and your filling is done. Just leave it in the food processor. No need to transfer it into a different bowl unless you'd like to wash more dishes. Let's check the soy sauce. More than half of the liquid is gone. The texture is slightly thick and sticky that it can form a thin layer on your spatula. Touch it with your fingers. You can feel it is quite tacky. That is good. Let it go through a sieve. FYI, it is better to use a Teflon, ceramic, or a glass pot to reduce the soy sauce, because a high salt content solution will react with the metal and potentially ruin your cookware. Once it is cooled, it becomes even thicker, almost like a syrup. Super glossy and smells complex as well. We made more than what we need for today's recipe. You can use this seasoned soy sauce to make mouth-watering chicken, Sichuan pork slices in garlic sauce. Just store it in a sealed container. It will last half of a year in the fridge. Alright, let's wrap the dumplings. The dough has been rested for a while. It should be very easy to work with. Roll it into a long, even log. If it gets longer than your cutting board, just cut it in half and continue to roll it longer. Evenly cut it into small little dough pieces. Each one should be about 6 grams, which is really small compared to regular dumpling wrappers. There is a reason for that. Regular dumpling filling often contains a lot of vegetables. This is a meat-only dumpling, so it is best to make the wrapper thin and light. That way, it will not be too heavy and stuffing. Sprinkle some flour so they don't stick to each other. Cover them to prevent them from drying out. Take one piece of the dough, dust a little more flour to prevent stickiness. Flatten it with your hand and I'll show you the easiest way to roll the wrappers. You only need to roll it 3 to 4 times. 1. Turn it 90 degrees angle. 2. You can see it is nice and round already. Check which part needs more help, then turn to that angle and roll it 1 to 2 times. Then you are good to go. The size should be 2.5 to 3 inches in diameter. Put about 10 grams of the filling on the wrapper. Simply fold it in half and lightly pinch the edge. How easy was that? Some of you may yell at me, "Hey Mandy, you didn't even stew the dumplings." Relax. That is the style of Zhong Shui Jiao. It is okay to see the meat slightly bursting out of the wrapper. Also, if the dumplings are open, the little gap will catch more sauce when you serve them, so it is actually a good thing. Once you finish folding all of them, we can cook the dumplings. Bring a pot of water to a boil. Use a spatula to swirl the water to create a vortex. Then put the dumplings in. This way, the dumplings will flow with the water instead of sinking to the bottom directly. Otherwise, they'll stick to the bottom and lose part of the skin. The temperature of the pot will drop a little bit. You just keep the heat at medium. Continue to swirl the water to move the dumplings. We will cook this for 6 to 7 minutes. Don't leave the stove because you have to monitor the heat and keep the pot at a slight simmer. If you see the water is bubbling too much, add a little more water to drop down the temperature. Do not boil the dumplings. Otherwise, the filling becomes less juicy and a bit tougher. You want to poach the dumplings so they come out perfectly tender. Fish them out. Shake off the excess water because you don't want to dilute the seasonings. Put them in a bowl. This is the seasoned sweet soy sauce that we made. Give it a nice stir before using. Drizzle 1 to 2 tablespoons of it into the dumplings depending on the serving size and your taste. Add 1 to 4 tablespoons of hot chili oil. You can buy chili oil from the store or online. I'll link it in the description. You can also make it yourself. The recipe is in this video. You can check it out later. Sprinkle some diced scallion as garnish. Don't forget to grate 2 cloves of garlic. Without it, your Zhong's dumpling will be lack of the spirit. Before eating, you have to give it a good mix. You see how small that is? I just love bite-sized dumplings. The flavor is so classic. Spicy, sweet, savory, salty. Actually, most of the Sichuan cold salad dish are made with this sauce. So delicious. I just can't get enough of it. I hope you give this a try soon. As always, you can click the link in the description and find the printable recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video to your friends or family. That really encouraged me to continue to make more delicious recipes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! This video is sponsored by Souped Up Recipes ceramic chopsticks. I just launched these. I know ceramic may sound new to you, but it is the best material for chopsticks because it is easy to clean, dishwasher safe, it doesn't get mold or rust. Unlike wooden chopsticks that you have to replace them every 3 to 6 months because of hygiene issues, ceramic chopsticks will look brand new even if you have used them for years. Chopsticks are essential in Chinese cuisine. I eat with them every single day. They are also great cooking utensils to beat eggs, stir-fry noodles, poke holes, flip ingredients, transfer food from one plate to another. So versatile. I designed them in 4 different patterns. They're so beautiful and elegant. It will be a great gift item for your friends and family. If you want to buy them, the link is in the description. we have 15% discount sale for the holiday. Go check it out.